Well, I know it's going to be a little frustrating right now, so I appreciate the time. But I guess, what are the emotions for you like right now?
I wrestled like shit, you know. I lost a lot of exchanges. If I would have won them, I mean, on a technical level, things could have gone a little different, you know. If I would have made them spend more energy on certain takedowns. That first takedown I gave up, he took my back and he rode me pretty good, and that got me a little flat, you know, going into the next round. I felt like I won a lot of the exchanges. I felt like on the feet I definitely did the more damage, but it's a fight, and I mean, shit, man. If I could do it all over again, I would have gone to college and wrestled my ass off, got my grades up, and be able to stuff all these guys up and then just keep it on the feet. But I was just flat on the wrestling, brother.
Yeah. I know you said obviously nothing personal, but I mean, and you've been in big fights, but the feeling going out there tonight, was it any different? Was there any, you know, type of different emotion than normal?
To lose to a bitch like that, I mean, all he does is talk about people's kids, religion, nations. Obviously, nobody wants to lose to a coward like that. So, you know, felt like I lost a wrestling exchanges. The fight, you know, whatever. You know, I know I did damage. I think I dropped him twice. So, it just sucks, man. Fucking flat in the wrestling, and he jumped on and he was able to take me down. There was like one or two times that I felt him getting real tired on the takedowns, and all of a sudden he got that takedown as I was like stuffing the second and third attempt. Then on the fourth one he got me down, and he's got good control once he's on top.
Honestly, you knew the guy very well. Did anything in there surprise you, or was it pretty much just exactly what you expected?
More or less what I expected, you know. I know that he wouldn't want to stand in there toe-to-toe, because even if he'd land one shot, or two or three, when I'd land one back, it'd make a big difference, you know. I felt I'd hurt him more significantly with my shots, but whatever, man, I still came up short.
Is it a fight that you'll try to get again at some point, or is it, you know, all that encompasses it better to just move past all this?
Definitely, if I get on a winning track, improve myself again, and I get that fight, the fight I'd love to take, I feel to keep improving those positions where I did fuck up tonight. Just make it a little bit more taxing on him, so when we get to the feet, I'm fresher. He's a little bit worn out, and I can get some big shots in his face and finish him next time.
Lastly for me, we know you want to take some time away and be with the family and such, but is there anything that interests you right now other than a rematch, which would be down the road? I mean, you're still a big star, obviously, man. If the crowd was responding out there, it's clear how much you love. So, I mean, are there fights that make sense, or dates, or anything like that?
I think the only thing that makes sense is for me to get in the gym, me to get in the track and field, and just get after it, get in great shape, see where my headspace is at, and then 3-4 months from now, make that decision who's next. You know, for right now, I want to clear the cobwebs up. It's not that I'm hurt or nothing, but to lose to a punk like that, it sucks, you know. And if I fight like another wrestler, I need to make sure I can deal with this thing, you know. It's always been tough fights for me with the wrestlers, you know. Thinking, is he gonna shoot at me so I don't open up as much on my feet as I should, and then I get in big scrambles and I get out scrambled. So I need to fix the wrestling, man.
George, to your right. I mean, to your left, excuse me. I know my right from my left usually. I'm just curious, when you dropped him in the fourth round there, was that your good shot, and are you surprised he bounced up as quick as he did?
Shit, and then I didn't pounce, you know, on him after I dropped him. I wasn't surprised that he bounced up. I was just surprised that I didn't go and take his head off. I thought he was going to shoot immediately on me, so I just thinking of wrong shit instead of just go and take his head off. You know, I was tired, he was tired and hurt. That was my chance right there. That was that window of like 5-6 seconds to give it all I got and make a sprint and make a big change. Maybe I could have made that round 10-8, 10-7, who knows, you know. But I didn't take that opening.
You dropped him in the second and the fourth, I believe it was. Which one was the better shot?
I'm gonna have to see with myself, because obviously when I'm in the fight, I might think this, I might think that. Probably the one in the fourth, I think, but I'm gonna have to check it out again.
I think, you know, you were standing there when he called out Dustin Poirier, and it was a little surprise to people. He was calling out a guy in a lighter weight class. He talked about, to me anyways, going up and fighting at 185, as opposed to saying Whitaker. He calls out Dustin Poirier, and I'm curious what you think that says about Colby for doing that.
He's a bitch. That's it, you know. The bitch could wrestle though.
Jorge, right here. Go ahead, Austin.
Did you think he was kind of fighting a little bit dirty in there? I know in the first round he poked you in the eye, that started the wrestling, so you almost had the first round taken away from you for a foul. Did you feel like he was doing that, and was he doing it intentionally or actually?
The eye poke was pretty bad right now. The only thing that's hurting on me right now is the fucking eye poke. My eye's still throbbing right now. I've had a couple mishaps with Herb Dean. I just don't get it why he didn't fix the action. You know, he threw a punch, miss, and then he immediately just jabbed me in the fucking eyeball. I'm not gonna take nothing away for him winning the fight because that was just one sequence. But it would have been cool if he would have stopped it there. You know, would have got my breathing there when we restarted because he poked the shit out of my eye. You know, like it's still throbbing right now. It's the only thing that's hurting on me. Whatever the fucking me and Herb Dean don't have a clean record as it is. You know, we've had a couple mishaps in the past and shit. It's not my cup of tea when it comes to refereeing.
He in between the first and second round, he said to Colby, "I've watched the replay. It was an eye poke. I'm giving you a stern warning." But at that point, the eye poke's already happened, and you've already.
And I've been down for like 3 minutes and change on my back. You know, I don't know. You know, I just kind of sucks. You know, and then there was a low blow as well, and I don't know. Colby's always been kind of a little dirty fighter, but today just showed him over. I'm not gonna rely on that or anything, man. Still, I lost the wrestling scrambles and he won. You know?
You've been disappointed before, right? I remember against Usman, you know, you came up short and you were disappointed, but this one, and I don't want to rub it in or anything, but how harsh is this sitting here right now talking to us?
It's fucking, like I said, none of it is personal, but it just sucks because this idiot talked about my kids, you know? He's still somebody, if I see him out in the streets, I'm gonna give him everything I got to break his fucking jaw, you know? It doesn't matter if I lost wrestling scrambles tonight, I still think he's a fucking pussy, you know?
Thanks for coming to talk to us.
Jorge, I was wondering, straight back. I believe it was in the fourth round you had this particular exchange with him. He kind of got you against the fence. He unloaded a few punches and you just shook it off. You showed your tongue at him. Can you just walk me through that moment? I mean, was it just the punches just didn't have no power and then you came back and cracked them?
I was kind of baiting him there because I was seeing the punches coming and I was like, I think I can get him to either punch out or he's going to take a shot right now and I can catch him with a knee. I ended up catching him with a punch. Yeah, he doesn't have power like on his hands, you know. That's why he goes right to sniffing the crotch. So I just I was hesitant there, man. I thought he was gonna shoot and I could time him for a knee. He was throwing those punches. I just read him wrong. I think he let on like 7-8 punches, but that also caused him to gas, you know.
And then another question I had, just were there any words exchanged, you know, when you guys were in the middle of the octagon that maybe we didn't catch during the fight?
Yeah, me just telling him you're still a bitch and shit like that.
Did he say anything back?
I don't even know what he said, bro. I know I just told him you're a bitch, just, you know, I'll get you eventually.
Yeah, I know you know, not too many fights that you've had back since the pandemic, so obviously a big crowd and big response to you tonight when you walked out. Just, can you talk about what it's like this many years in your career, now finally you're getting all of that kind of reaction when you finally walk out to the octagon?
You know, it's like double-sided, you know. I've been doing it 20 years, I'm 37 years old. I wish I would have had the support maybe a little bit younger when I was a little bit younger, but I'm not mad that I'm getting it now. You know, I still love the sport. I still love what I do. I'm 37 years old, so it's not like in like my youth prime, but I still love this. You know, so I'm glad that I got the fans behind me, and they see that every time I step in there, I got one intention to take the other guy out.
Can I ask just final question? You've obviously had losses before. When you go home, just like, how do you start putting the pieces back together and start rebuilding with the team, with your family and everything?
Smoke a fat joint, eat a couple cheeseburgers, and then hit the gym, you know, and then hit the track and field, and hit the gym and see how I'm holding up. And maybe like a month into it or something, I'll talk to my team, my coaches, see what they want to do. I leave it in their hands. I got the best management in the world. I feel I got the best coaches in the world. I'm in the passenger side for this one, you know. I'll let them decide when I come back. When I after the fight before this one.